I was having some fun with some of the buttons. Good morning, rosboundy psychic medium here. A beautiful, beautiful morning. Absolute blue, clear skies, sun shining, seeing the glisten on the trees just out my front yard. It's absolutely beautiful. Anyway, we're here for the reading, not a weather report. Good morning, Kim. Lovely to see you here early. I'm a little late because I was waiting for the dogs to finish barking. I have got there is a carpenter here doing some bits and pieces, so that's why a little bit of the barking was happening. Now, I'm going to shift around to the cards, tune into your intuitive senses, your psychic bits and pieces, and here we go. Good morning, Veronica. Oh, I like that framework you've got there. That reminds me of Miss whatever her name was on Romper Room. Mirror, mirror on the... Oh, I don't know. I can't remember even the rhyme now. Good morning, Keza. That was many years ago. Oh, I'd love to be able to send some sun once I've finished with it. It's beautiful here. I would say it'd be very, very chilly outside, though. Good morning, Sue. Lovely to see you here. And Sarah, lovely to have you here. Now, what we've got is our card this morning. I love them. I really do love them. It's why I put the cup up the top over my screen overlay. Yeah, gorgeous cup. Yeah, I'll show it later. Here we've got respect is earned, honesty is appreciated, trust is gained, and loyalty is returned. A beautiful card. It really does just remind me we're all individuals. We all have our characters, personalities, opinions, and everything. And it really is living from our heart space that we can be in all honesty and all trustworthiness and all of that. Here we've got for our card that is Leanne's, this set, the Inner Soul Guidance Oracle. You just look that up. She's got innersoulguidanceoracle.com. I think it's .au as a website for selling those. And what we have this morning for that one, look at the double number, 33. My birthday is the 3rd. Like that. Those numbers. Bow and arrow, you're right where you need to be. Your direction is clear and you're on target. Let's see if I can. Oh, that fits in there just nicely. So there we go. You are where you need to be. We're all where we need to be. It's perfect in however our life is going to be for us as our individual pathway. Okay, so what we've got here for our spread today. Oh, good morning, Sue. Oh, we've already got you there. Oh, you had Toz instead of Roz. I gotcha. That's the correct spelling. Yes, you're quite right. Good morning, Sue. And you thought, oh, sorry, I've got distracted. I was looking at that frame again. Thoughtful, I thought. It's thank you. I thought it was a beautiful frame too. It is a beautiful frame. It's lovely. Don't know how you did it. It is nice. Okay, what we've got, gorgeous. It's the child in the home space. I love that because funny, last night organising with one of my daughters, we're going to have some visitors on the weekend. So that's anticipation now. So here we've got child in the home space. We've got bear in that workspace. We've got the parks or garden in the unexpected. The young man's now shifted down to your role. And whoops, we got the mice in the middle. I love the little mouse card. Always have. Gorgeous. Anyway, child. What's the child doing in the home space? Well, where else is a child going to be? Beautiful energy around that. It's just that love, anticipation, that the wonderment you've got here with the child looking at that book that's bringing. And this is where the distance from the camera is not the best. Let's have a look. I love showing this because you look at that book that's opened up and showing all the fantasy, all the opportunity, all the wow. What can we create? What story are we telling today? What are we going to move into as a new world? I love it. So, especially since, having shaman studies as a background for myself now, just that anticipation, that wonderment. What are we going to find once we start to delve into that world? It's beautiful, a very beautiful card. So take notice of the children around you today. And also for yourself, that inner child. What's the inner child saying to you as well? Although that's not in our role, this is family, this is relationships that are to do with the home. And even those spaces and places, it could be saying you need to tidy up the toy box. There's some things that probably need to be picked up and put away, but other things brought out as if new. So sometimes I can remember when being a mother, I'm never going to stop being a mother. You do certainly go through rotations of toys so that they're not always bored with playing with the same things, and there's something fresh and new. And I actually found most of the time the kids didn't really want to have the toys, the things. They were just happy enough to be outside and discovering new worlds and creating their own in the dirt with things that were laying around. We did have big places and spaces to do that. And certainly was, this was going back 30, 40 years ago. So there was a bit more freedom in it. Um, and certainly not restrictions of what's happening these days. But allow them to really put their imagination into full flight. Listen to what they're actually sharing with you as far as those stories of their creativity, of things that are happening in their little worlds. It is wonderful to actually spend some time with them in that way. I'm very blurry. Okay. I haven't got anything else set in any other way than I've normally had it. I have cleared all of my cache and things. So, Sarah, it could be you. It'd be nice if someone else could just feedback that I'm blurry or not. Internet speed is a big issue sometimes with what comes out at the other end. I've got the 5 bars and everything. So, yep, great. So I look fine here. So, Sarah, it could be your internet feed bringing it through sluggishly. So we move on from that. The joy on kids' faces when you watch them play and interact with each other. It's just wonderful. And certainly with other people who are more adult in your home space too. Just take note. What is it that we're sharing as far as our possibilities and bringing forward our our creativeness. I'm trying to think of the right word. And Veronica, yeah, so it looks like it's all good, yeah. So you might need to, it could be just your internet speed, Sarah. So moving from that home space and bringing it into the workspace, what we've got here is one of the work beasts, I suppose, is the bear. It doesn't matter whether it's polar bear, grizzly bear, brown bear, whatever. We're all in that in this part of it. It is the moving into that energy of it is putting in the grind. It is actually doing that, nurturing for others. I'm hoping you can't hear those dogs too loudly. The carpenter is still carting his stuff and past the windows. The dogs don't like it, and it's hard to tell them shut up all the time, isn't it? So they've quietened down. So with the bear energy, we are being persistent and we are getting into that work. So it is a day of full on get into the work, get it done. And yes, there might be a few little struggles, but there's certainly avenues where just trust in your own ability, trust that you can get through it and it's okay. You've got the skills, you know how to do it, and just get in. It's that focus and that concentration and that need to just move it on and get it happening. So we are in the middle of the week. It really is a great card to have in that because it'll be very productive and you'll get what you need to have done. Okay. And hello to the puppies. Yes. They're 2 small dogs. You might be able to tell from the way they bark. A Jack Russell and a Maltese Cross. Once one starts, the other one does. So anyway, here we're going to move up into the parks. And yeah, it'd be nice if they were out in the park, the dogs, but it's all right. Oh, excuse me. My hair is tickling my face, not my nose. I'm having a haircut today, so I don't know what it's going to turn out like at the finish. We'll see. You'll see tomorrow. Here we go. Parks. Having a wander out in the park, grounding, go outside and ground. There'll be moments where you really need to feel that energy today from Mother Nature. Put your toe, if you can, take your shoes off, take your socks off, whatever, and you can cope with the cold ground. I have already. I love grounding first thing in the morning. I don't wear shoes as much as possible around home. I don't wear shoes. So I'd be outside and with my feet on the lawn. I love it. It though cold at the moment, but I love it. It's just how we flow because we do build up our electric charge, and that's the reason why, I suppose, because synthetic nighties and stuff like that. You get dressed in the morning, you see the little crackles of the little mini lightnings on that sort of fabric. I mean, I do with the one I wear, that it's a favourite of mine, but it does create electrical charge of sorts. And so I like to go out and ground that out. So, stand on Mother Earth. Beautiful aspect of breathing in good, clean air. Hopefully, you live in a space and place that is good, clean air, and appreciating what is the natural form, the physical form, the where we live in this beautiful earth. So I'm feeling that energy will pop up at those moments where you really need it today. Just go outside and breathe and say thank you. Be grateful. Moving down now to our role. Just noticed other messages here. I will look at those. Molly's in bed, but responding to your dogs. Don't they? Aren't they funny? Because as soon as a neighbour's dog barks, so do ours too, of course. Yeah, you thought one was a Jack Russell. Sounds like your little Jack Russell cross. Oh, red heeler. Wow, that's an interesting cross. Has a lot of attitude. I bet, as a red heeler cross too. Very much it would have a very strong stance when it needs to. Yes, so dogs, they are beautiful friends to have. And I think what we've got here in our role is a friendship feeling. What I'm feeling is that, connecting with what is our masculine side, whether we are male fully or whether physically, or whether we are female and tapping into our masculine energies. I think we're going to need that today, especially with the work having bear as the card and as the energy today too. It really is getting in and getting work done, and that can be the more practical, get it done masculine side of us, that yang energy. So I think probably that is why we've got the young male here in our role, our responsibility through the day. Spending some time just contemplating that energy for ourselves and moving it forward so that we know we can rely on that inner strength. I think so. We've got the two really that are quite a good strong card for us today. So feel into, step into, be that energy today, and acknowledge it for yourselves. We are a balance of both. We are. Now, as we come to the mice card, I just love it. I mean, on the photo that I took of this and put on the Facebook and Instagram, I used the red as the date, the 30th of June. We're not July yet, not quite. 30th of June energy. 30th of June label on the photo, sorry. I love this red. It just stood out. It's the beautiful apple, the enticement. Mice go where they need to gather food, and it can be in our pantries. It can be wherever they need to go, out in the field, in the wheat crops, grain crops, whatever, in the silos, under tin, protecting themselves, getting warm, all those types of things. If you're seeing them in our house and you've got the little nibbles out of the fruit, I mean, it reminds me of, look, would you just finish one thing at a time? As far as when the kids used to take one bite out of an apple and they'd move on to the next one and take bites. I'd find bites out of a lot of pieces of fruit and it was left and wasted. And it gives that feeling of me, the reminder of what the kids were like in their childhood, what I was probably like in mine, and all the rest of what we actually go through with what's behind the scenes. Those little sneaky things that we don't always see, that we find the evidence of later. So I'm thinking that by the end of our day, we're going to feel like some things have been left uncompleted, and, we've gone on to the next thing, or we're swinging away on that really thin thread that we've chewed through and not quite finished, that type of thing, even though this one's at danger of him falling ass up. It's just that playfulness that I'm feeling in this against the child there and moving it into that workspace. You sort of think, oh God, do we really have to go to work again? But it's going to be a good, productive day because the focus is there, the mind is there. You've got that point where you're aiming, because you can see the determination on that bear's face to be somewhere, to do something. And the same with, it's just moving from that is play, absolute play and creativity, working through the playfulness. And then here we are, we're going to finish it off with our work day in that balance. Can you actually hear me over the dogs? Oh my God. They're very, very vocal at the moment. And that purely is because the carpenter is moving some of his equipment in, still ready to get the work happening, basically. There's a few tools that he does bring with him, of course. So thank you for being here today for the morning card reading. I love doing this, still do. And it'll be lovely to see you again tomorrow morning. What's today's Wednesday? So tonight there is Leanne Winston, Psychic Medium. She does her evening show tonight at 8:30 on mytimetv.live. Just a reminder, we are going to be visiting Weiler. I'm still working on creating the event and getting that sort of promo booking links and stuff ready to go so that you've got them early enough if you're in that area and would like to visit us on that weekend and book with either or. I think that's all I've got for this morning. So I'm going to leave you with your beautiful day ahead. I'm going to move into my beautiful day ahead. You won't see these curly flyaway locks tomorrow. Let's see what the surprise might be as to how it looks tomorrow. I trust a hairdresser. Anyway, somewhat can hear. Yeah, look, they were very loud, weren't they? So great. Thanks, Kim, for that too. Sarah, thank you. Everyone have a perfect day, because do remember, have a great day. Thanks, Kim. Do remember that each of us as our individual selves, we are each growing in our own path and our own way. And it's just honoring that in each other and being loving and compassionate and being from the heart, being the best you that you can be. So I'll see you tomorrow, and